Stats and Sidelines starts now.
The Rewind Show.
Sports, news, and more. Stats and Sidelines starts now.
Brought to you by David Buster's, Tempe.
Welcome in, everybody, to this week's episode, week 6 of Stats and Sidelines. I'm your special guest host for the day, Big D, not the little one, Damon Williamson. With me today, I got some well-esteemed gentlemen to my left. Jerome Buddha Daniels, Cardinals great, Cardinals legend. To my right, Frank Sanders, Cardinals great, Cardinals legend. And on the end, some guy over there, I think his name is Michael Bankston. They say he's a Cardinals great and a Cardinals legend. I think he's just a comedian. And we want to give a special thanks to David Buster's for hosting us. As always, we'll be here every week moving forward. Special thanks to our crew and our team, producers, videographers, social media, everybody that helps out. And most importantly, special thanks to our fans, our listeners, our followers. Our pod is picking up some steam right now, so we appreciate you guys tuning in. Without further ado, here we go. Stats and Sidelines, week 6. We got some good games today. Let's start off. All the Cardinals on the panel. We got Arizona Cardinals, Indianapolis Colts in the second quarter. Gentlemen, let's talk about our picks for this first game right here and how we feel. Arizona Cardinals. Jerome, we'll start with you. What you think?
I mean, I was talking about this a little earlier. I think the Cardinals will have a more balanced offense this week, only because of the substitution of quarterback. They're not going to have a bunch of extensive plays. It's going to be a really get rid of the ball type concept. Try to run the ball. What they're going to struggle with is this Colts offense against their defense. They're really not solid inside at the two tackle positions to stop the run. As you can see here, the Colts just scored on them. So that's going to be a problem for them. They can try to keep it close. They will cover the spread at 9+, but other than that, the Cardinals are not going to take a win today.
I like that one right there. Frank, talk to me.
Look, I was expecting the Cardinals. Like I said last week, the Cardinals had a disappointing loss versus the Tennessee Titans. The reality is that they will never feel better about themselves until they get that first W. Today is a possibility, and the Colts have been titled as one of the best teams, a 4-1 football team. Quarterback Daniel Jones, man, has really just kind of resurrected his career, as you can see, form right now. But the reality is that the Cardinals is a good football team. A lot of football game left. Right now, the score is 14-7, so but this team still has a lot of potential and what they can bring to the table.
Thanks, and down there on the end, what do you think?
I mean, realistically, I chose the Colts just because I know Jacoby Brissett came in there. Kyler Murray's at number 1. Jacoby Brissett probably hasn't get that many snaps, but this last week he probably got more than he ever had to prepare for this game. But unfortunately, we got so many injuries to the backfield, to the secondary. I think a lot of those guys are still questionable. I think a lot of guys don't believe in themselves to play a complete game. As you can see, we lost the last 3 games by 5 points, and we haven't played a complete game of complete hands, I should say. And so hopefully, hopefully they do well. Right now, we don't know how long Kyler Murray's going to be out, so it might be Jacoby Brissett and the rest of the year, but the rest of the next 3 games, you just never know. So hopefully these guys rally behind them and start playing some ball, because still is a long season. This is only week 6, but right now I still think that Jacoby is probably going to take this game.
Absolutely. We'll just give a little bit of an update on this game right here. Starting off in the second quarter where we're at. Just a drive or two ago, we saw Daniel Jones throw an interception to the Cardinals, and they got the ball on the inside of the 30. Should have scored, gave the ball right back. Jacoby Brissett turnover. Now, obviously, they're going to have some things to work out because he hasn't played much this season. They got to get going. But, with the Colts being up 14-7, we'd like to see the Cardinals come back and get to a groove, come back and make capitalizations off of plays like that from Daniel Jones when they turn the ball over and give them a chance, or they should score. We need to see the Cardinals do a little more of that. Now, moving on to the next game, we're going to talk about the Chargers and the Dolphins. We know this is going to be a good game. They both have some top talent on both sides of the ball. Fellas, what do we think? Jerome, start with you.
Well, I mean, we saw the Dolphins last week put up some points, so this might be a high-scoring game. Could be. Right now it's 9-7, and the Chargers are up. but they both have the ability to put up a lot of points, even with their star wide receiver not being there anymore and breaking his leg last week. So I really believe that these two teams are going to put up some points. It's going to be close. I'd like to see the Dolphins cover that spread, but we'll see. This one is going to be up and down, but who has the ball last?
Frank, what you think?
Look, I always think that right now, Week 6 in the NFL is a good moment right now for a lot of teams, primarily from the fact that a lot of the teams, a lot of the players in the NFL did not play the first any parts of the preseason. I always think they always have this moment where they're trying to still figure out what kind of team they are, how to develop as a team, what kind of quarterback they have. A lot of these things have new offensive coordinators and defense coordinators, so all these things in the adjustment. The first couple of weeks of the season, you would like to think that the teams that have the players and the coaches that are solidified already, they know what they want to do. But when it comes to a lot of these guys right now, I think they're still going. Back to the Dolphins and the Chargers, I like what I said on the Dolphins right now. I think the ability of them maturating and becoming this team that you want them to be. The Dolphins actually have a lot of great players on their football team. Not taking that away from the Chargers. They're in the same boat, but the reality is that I believe the Dolphins are going to win the game. I just believe that they put up some points last week, and that team right now is really on a good high of what this team can be and who they are.
Banks, let me get your thoughts.
First of all, I'd like to shout out to David Buster for bringing some good food to the table. I hope people start coming out and having some food and drinks, enjoying the game, great atmosphere for game time, and it's football season. But to the Dolphins and the Chargers, I mean, the Dolphins, the head coach is on the hot seat. Let's keep it real. Tua, still questionable. I mean, I think still one more hit. We're looking at him probably going to get his concussion money, even though he's not part of the concussion lawsuit because he wasn't here before 2017. So, but at the end of the day, just because of what transpired, I think the Dolphins are in a situation where they need to win, and they're going to rally behind that coach. One of the things I did hear, and I can't say it was inside, but I did hear, and there's always some controversy with the head coach and the players for whatever reason with the Dolphins. I think the Chargers have more of a continuity. I think they have a great quarterback. I think they have a great coach. I think they have a great staff just overall, but also some great players. I think they do some great things at the end of the day. So I'm hoping that the Chargers continue to thrive and do their thing, and I'm going for the Chargers in this game.
I like it. Moving to the next game we want to discuss today, we got America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Hold on. I'm from America, born and raised. I know Frank looked like a Haitian. Rome called himself Buddha, so I mean, what is that, China? Somewhere around there. But I'm American. I'm not calling Dallas the American team.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm totally against that.
Yeah, I'm against that. I'm against that statement.
Totally against it.
We respect everybody's opinion
they are
on Stats
18.
Sidelines, but we do have a former Cowboy in the building, so I would just like to give him his respect.
And we don't care about him either.
Right.
Say less.
Hey, take both your hands.
The Dallas Cowboys
Choke yourself.
is playing the Carolina Panthers today. Now we know the Cowboys got Dak Prescott back there, and we know the Panthers got Bryce Young, a veteran quarterback versus a fairly new, still getting his feet wet kind of quarterback. We want to see what he can do. Jerome, what do you think about the game?
I mean, right away, the star goes down. I mean, that's what I see. A falling star is what we've been seeing for the last 30-something years. So what I see today is these Panthers stomping on that star. They're going to win by 3 today. It's going to be close. Panthers aren't good, but neither are the Cowboys. So, I mean, it's going to be the battle of the worst, and we think the Panthers are going to come out victorious.
Harsh take there from Buddha. Frank, what do you think?
Very harsh take, but look, Dallas has Dak Prescott, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm not putting anything past Dak Prescott and what he's capable of doing with his team. Dallas is on a run right now. The Panthers are still young and coming, but I can't pass upon Dak Prescott being who he is right now. And so I'm taking Dak Prescott and the Stars.
Banks.
I'm not a big Dallas fan. I mean, obviously, you know that from my state.
Obviously.
Playing against 11 years, not 11 years, 7 years in a row, 11 times, only won one game, so you know why I'm bitter at the end of the day. And I'm from Texas. But let me digress. I'm like Frank, I agree. That is a good quarterback. I mean, I said he's a good quarterback. Now, can he win the show or win the big games or get in the playoffs? They've been suspect for some years, some time frame. We played against them. Frank was there when we played against them when they had their little Super Bowl run. So, and that was, 30 plus years ago. They ain't the same type of Cowboys, so we can't call them America's team. With all that being said, Panthers with Bryce Young quarterback, he's showing some resilience, some resolve that he's long in the NFL, that he can do something in the NFL. But at the end of the day, I am going to go with the Cowboys over the Panthers. I got to call the game like I got to call the game. It's like, as a person doing podcasts and video shows, you got to call it for what it is. It's still got to say Cowboys.
That was a very biased, unbiased take right there for Bank. I like that. I can appreciate that. I will say, we did see a couple weeks ago, the Panthers put it on the Falcons, and they kind of blew everybody away. So even though they aren't the best team, they got some things to work on. They got a lot of young guys.
You can talk. Let's check this out.
Especially against a team like the Cowboys, who you definitely never know will pull out the hat. Moving on to the next game, we will talk about the New England Patriots playing against my New Orleans Saints. I got the Saints. I don't know. I got the Saints. It is what it is. Who we talking about?
All right. I mean, when we're talking about the Patriots, when we're talking about Mike Vrabel and his will to win, and that is a good coach. He's got the team to believe. The guys are playing out their behinds. I feel like this is going to be Patriots' opportunity to start getting some wins and beat the team they were in the 2000s. So, and that's in the early 2010s. So they were a solid team then. They're trying to build that back. Just a bunch of no-name guys doing their job. And get that kind of combination of guys that they don't care about who's in the spotlight. And they're all working together. They're going to have some positive outcomes. So I picked the Patriots in this game. I'm sorry, not the Saints.
Look, I believe in the Patriots. Mike Vrabel's been pretty solid as a coach. Young team, all the fact that they've done some stuff in the offseason with some players. All they need is a good coach, and I think that's what they got to get in Mike Vrabel. And not saying anything against the Saints for a great team. Okay?
So Mike
Frank Tempe Marketplace. Mike Vrabel was with the Tennessee Titans, right or wrong. He was released by them. And the only reason I mention that, it goes back to the Patriots, the team was really good. You got to see the great coach. They got a great manager. They got a good quarterback in the draft, and you're doing the same. The Saints, I know that's your team. I know that's who you're from for the most part, but it's still questionable. And come on. I mean, he plays good on placement. Game time, you don't really get to see him do his thing. Let's keep it real. I know the Saints went up there and beat the Giants a couple weeks ago. You know what? They didn't get the Sunday from fans fired. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the Patriots. I think the Saints are still trying to find themselves. I know it's a close game right now. I think the Patriots can edge them out.
Given that my Saints are what they are, not looking the best, I will say that my Saints have been in almost every game, every place. I think they're starting to pick up steam. I think they're starting to put stuff together. We saw them get a win against the Giants before, which the Giants record may not show it, but I think they are a damn good team. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of potential. And they're bringing out the world. They had a big win. This is everything. So I think, you know, it could be upset week, and I'm taking my upset. Now, the next game we'll be going to, I know everybody is always curious about this team, especially after the last few weeks how they performed. We got the Baltimore Ravens, and that abysmal defense compared to what we've been seeing versus the LA Rams. And special guest man, former Dallas Cowboy, NFL legend, youth great. We got Cowboy fans in the back. Shout out to Williamson hosting them as well. Things will get interesting now that we have the Cowboys sitting at this table. Let's go ahead and talk about this Ravens game.
All right, I mean, I'm a former Raven. Always want to see them be successful, but they're not the team they used to be. They're missing a lot of pieces, especially that quarterback. They do have pretty good special teams. That's the only thing I can really say. The rest of their offense, defense is going to be really lax. So you're going to see a lot of running the ball, putting everything on Derrick Henry's back. That's not sustainable with the offense that LA has. So the rest of the squad there, they got two pretty good receivers. And of course, I can take the ball out. They do have a good running game. So overall, the Rams are the better team altogether. Offense and defense. I feel like right now they're just in the sync, but we're going to see a lot more effort out of them, and I think we're going to translate points in this next game and take a little bit of it.
I will say, moving through being number one receiver in the league right now, obviously going to have a lot to do with the Ravens offense and all the Matt Stafford, 588 yards on the year. We can respect what he's doing, but we have seen throughout the game so far, he's been a little bit banged up, so that might have a little bit to do with how their offense will perform against the Ravens today. Hopefully, we'll see what the Ravens can do as far as snapping out on that fight.
This is the second quarter right now. It's still 3-3 after not expecting both of these teams have high offenses. Despite the fact that we don't have Lamar Jackson, but the reality is that I think the second should be better. It's a good game. The reality of it is it's a real good game, and hopefully, you know, the best team wins. Not always the best team wins. It's the lucky team. So this might be that moment for the Ravens. I just hope they get physical. And they bring Derrick Henry to the fold, man, where you actually realize that this offense can run through the running game outside of the passing game.
Thank you. I mean, right now, good rush with the Cowboys in one game. Unfortunately. Okay. Right now, Henry already had 70 rushing. Scored still 3 good. And the only reason I'm saying that, so Henry is going to quarterback. I'm going to go with I'm taking this game out. We can cut that.
Back to the time.
You do good, we're going to go ahead and applaud you. That's somebody who's you take stats, you were accurate, their opinion mattered. I mean, those things, this is okay, we are here and we are getting over this rare form. Great job. I appreciate it.
As I did say before, we had another special guest join us, Black former Cowboy. Can we get your opinion on this Ravens starting game?
Yeah, I'm going with the Los Angeles. And that was Lamar Jackson. I think that's a big, it hurts Baltimore a lot. I mean, I get it, they got Derrick Henry, but for some reason they haven't been utilizing Derrick Henry this year as I expected them to. I know there's been a couple times he had some fumbles earlier in the season, and that's kind of like put him in the sideline a few times, but you know, that's just the nature of the game. He's still a beast. And you have a beast like that, you have to run that man 20 plus times a game just for him to get started, just for him to get warmed up. So I'm hoping, that they figure that out, especially since they don't have Lamar. But so in this case, I'm going to stick with the Los Angeles.
Can't go wrong with that pick. Matt Stafford is very reliable. He said that now that he's been on a good team for a few years, we can see what he can do with a good organization and a good amount of talent around him. Can't go wrong with that pick. Now, there's another game, Willen, that I'd like to discuss because there's a hot topic behind this team. We got the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, before we get into this game, we will preface, we know Joe Flacco has been traded and Shedeur Sanders has been moved up to QB2. We don't know how much it's going to affect the performance in this game, but we've all played ball. Things that go in the locker room do tend to have somewhat of an effect on the field. Hopefully it doesn't do too much, but let me get y'all's opinion on this game right here. Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, first of all, Pittsburgh altogether is a better team. I mean, we all like the Browns defense. The Browns offensively are not anywhere close to where they should be. I like that Pittsburgh seems to be a more complete team, especially when it comes to running that ball. They got their running back today. I think they're going to be a lot more effective than the Browns could ever be. So that offense against that defense, I really think that Pittsburgh's going to pound that ball. And put up, not a lot of points. Right now it's 9-0, but it's going to be a 21, 18, 21, 14 type game is what I see. And at the end, it's going to be the team that's more consistent. And we know that Pittsburgh Steelers is a consistent team, coached by a consistent coach.
Good take right there, Frank. Talk to me. Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns.
And look, the Steelers are playing. Cleveland Browns. Here's my thoughts. I like the Cleveland Browns to take this game. I like Billy Gabriel as a quarterback of the Browns. I think they got a defense and they got an offense and they got players and weapons, but they need consistency. So I like what I see out of him. Of course, the Steelers are the Steelers. They're gonna bring defense. And they say if you ain't got ass, you can bring, you go kick it. And I just think the Steelers got to do it. Billy Gabriel with this offense looks better. Gives them a chance. This is the AFC North rivalry and so the reality is that I'm taking Cleveland over all those scores 9-0 right now, but I believe there's a quarterback, and if anything happens to him, then we get to see the Saints.
We would love to see the Reds come out today at some point, but we are hoping that Dylan Gabriel puts together a solid performance. Of course, cheering for the young guy. We'll see what happens. Banks, talk to me about the game right now.
Well, I played in that division about 100 years ago. When I was in Cincinnati. Pittsburgh, Cleveland was the same. Vegas was the same because that's the team I was on. Tennessee was in between questions. But Aaron Rodgers is doing a lot better than Cutler. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't sold on Aaron Rodgers. I know he's a professional. I know he's a pro. I know he's been MVP for multiple years. I know he's been that guy when he was at Green Bay. But when he went to the Jets, he was subpar. Right now, with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's winning ball games. So let's keep it real. Right now, Gabriel and Shedeur obviously came up to be number 2. I'm gonna say this right here. I don't care what y'all say. Bring Deshaun Watson back. You paying him all that money. Bring him back and let him play. If I'm paying you some money, I need you to play some ball for me. I don't care if you bring Frank some water, bring Jerome some water. You gonna get my money. I'm gonna get my money's worth out of you at the end of the day. We'll see. I still say Pittsburgh will win this game at the end of the day, even though Cleveland has a pretty good defense with Myles Garrett.
America, CTE is real. So what we just saw.
First of all, CTE cannot be known unless you're dead. So if he knows he got CTE, it's premeditated.
When Michael spoke the last time, we saw a very effective speaker, and then all of a sudden, the lights went off. And that's what happens with CTE. The lights go off.
That's because I played.
And so the lights, yeah, you play with your head always down. Your head got banged up. And so we feel for you. You feel it?
You got any thoughts on this Cleveland Browns versus Pittsburgh Steelers game?
You know, and with Cleveland, there's been so much controversy going on with the team, right, as far as quarterback selections. And, you know, I'm not sure what the locker room is like with all these different things and trying to determine quarterback and so forth. So I'm not sure how the team dynamics going right now, but from a Pittsburgh Steelers standpoint, I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on the Cleveland offense, and I think it's going to cause their offense to kind of like go in shambles a little bit because of the pressure they're going to put on. I'm picking Pittsburgh. Then we'll see what happens. Still early on anything can happen, but right now I think I'm saying Pittsburgh.
I'm riding with Pittsburgh too. Frank looking at me crazy. I got to ride with Pittsburgh. They're more consistent. I just feel like the Browns got a lot going on inside their locker room. The organization has got a whole lot going on. It's hard for me to just confidently pick the Browns right now. I'd like to see them do well. I know they got players on there that can definitely do some things on the field. They got guys on there that I know. I would like to see them do well, but ultimately, the smart football guy in me tells me to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Now, the last game,
Real quick, big shout out to the Busters for providing these foods for us. And looking at the beautiful mozzarella sticks right here, the wings, as well as the rib for the guy. And you also get the shrimp right here with the, this is like a combo platter, man. This is the shrimp, the wings, you also get the little glizzy dogs right here, and then we also get like the little, right, there you go, back to the cheese sticks again. So, hey, you want these glizzies, you can get these glizzies over there.
that's great. Appreciate David Buster's for everything they're doing for us. They're bringing out good food, we got good drinks. Y'all should definitely come and see us. David Buster's at Tempe Marketplace. Thank you very much. They have all these big screens going for us. We can see every game. This is clear as day. We can't thank them enough. Last game of the morning slot, we do want to cover Seattle Seahawks is playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. This right here looks to be a really good game. Currently 10-6, about to go into halftime. And I will say this, before we started, we all made picks. I rode with the Jaguars today. But they're starting to change my mind. Seattle, in the first half, I just want to put this out there for Stats Sidelines. Seattle, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who is one of the top receivers in the league, in my opinion, right now. In the first half, has 117 yards receiving, 5 catches and touchdowns. Now, if Jacksonville can't figure out a way to stop this young fella, it might be a long day for Jacksonville defense. I'll just put that up. So I'm gonna ride with the Seahawks from this point forward. I know it's not always nice to flip the top like that, but I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Who to talk to me?
All right. I mean, as everyone knows, Jacksonville has been my sleeper team since before the season starts. I knew what I saw. I thought I saw some things coming together. They had some young players that are excited about the game of football, and they show it every time they're on the field. They had Travis Hunter, who's done some amazing things the last couple of weeks, some catches that just, normal people just can't make. He's also pretty good on defense too. So what I see is right now they need to get in a rhythm. 6 points right now against the Seahawks 10. But I really think that overall, Jacksonville is going to be able to pull this one off. It's going to be close, but I think the score is going to be somewhere around 24-18, 24-17 in that range, and I think Jacksonville is going to pull off the second round.
Frank, what you got?
I'm very excited about this game. I think the Seahawks, the team is trying to play with the well, NFC West, and the Seattle Seahawks, and the ASU East, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two hungry teams, new quarterbacks. But we have Sam Darnold with the Seahawks, but my reality, man, that's still big in Jacksonville. They take away the ball right now at a high level, and they got playmakers on offense. Seattle is a very, very, very efficient team and one of the toughest teams in the NFL. But the way Jacksonville is playing right now at 4-1, I said the Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-1. I said the Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-1. I believe in this team right now.
Thanks. Talk to me about this game right here.
I actually like Trevor Lawrence, to be quite frank. I know Sam Darnold has been in the league for a little bit and he has more experience, but I think Trevor Lawrence is back. I think he just got the right size, the right ability to make a difference. And I know they got Travis Hunter, and he's been that guy that's playing that 60s man, both offense and defense. And he's been making some plays. I mean, it's nothing right home about it, but they always gonna be right about it just because he was the second pick in the draft. But at the end of the day, I still hope that Jacksonville win this game. Put Seattle in a position, even though it's not a NFC game, but it's still a loss when they call it when it comes down to the NFC West. Gives the Cardinals some kind of aspect at the end of the day. That's one reason I'm going to go against Seattle and hope that Jacksonville win this game.
Talk to me a little bit about this last game.
Yeah, I'm going with Jacksonville. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to do well today. I think Jacksonville to me is a hungry team. They got, ever since they got Travis Hunter, and he brings excitement defensively and offensively to the team, and then as far as Trevor Lawrence as well, I think they're going to be a team to look at before going forward. So I think they're going to be exciting. So I'm going with Jacksonville.
Sound good. Well, now that we have all our takes on the morning games, we want to go ahead and give one more special shout out to Dave & Buster's. We appreciate them for giving us all this lovely food right here. Food and drinks is coming out hot. The atmosphere is great here at Dave & Buster's. We have all the games in front of us. We can't thank them enough. And we just appreciate all the fans and whatnot for tuning in. We're going to take a quick break here after we're catching up on all of our first morning games. We'll be back at y'all. Stats and Sidelines.
I just want to say one thing. I think by the end of the day, Big D is going to take the lead because I don't think Little D can put up.
He don't got nothing for me.
He does. I think he might be behind the camera.
He ain't got nothing for me.
I think what you're doing is you're taking the job.
Well, I mean, you do have a height advantage.
He does. Like he can.
You got a height
My
advantage.
neck was hurting last
I
week.
told him you was a milkman kid, but he ain't believe me.
Yeah.
He just lied to you. He lied to you because he just said it to me. I ain't gonna lie. Might be a milkman kid. Something ain't adding up. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back with you live. Stats and Sidelines Week 6. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stats and Sidelines Week 6. I am your special guest host, Big D, not the little one. Today with me, as we said before, I got Cardinals legends as well as a Cowboy legend in the building with me. To my left, Jerome Buddha Daniels. To my right, Frank Sanders. Following him is Daryl Platt. And on the end over there rounding us off is Big Mike Banks. Fellas, welcome back to the second segment. We go into Stats and Sidelines. In the second half with all the morning games. Just a quick update on the morning games. We'll start over to our right, Seattle and Jacksonville. We see that Seattle is up 20-6. Kind of dominated in the pass game. I said in the first segment, I'll say it again, they haven't been able to stop Jackson Smith. Jackson Smith has 150 yards receiving. I think he has somewhere around 6, 7, 8 catches. They're dominating the pass game. Jacksonville, on the other hand, they're moving the ball. They just haven't been able to finish their drives, haven't scored very much. Anybody have anything to say on this game right here?
I mean, I still feel the same way. I feel like Jacksonville, they're having a slow start. Seattle's done this before. They've been up before. A lot of times they will lose gas in the second half. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully Jacksonville gets it together and makes this a close game.
Any other comments from the guys who picked Jacksonville to win this game?
I picked Jacksonville, so like I said, it's still early. We're going to score for fourth quarter. We should be still in the game. I think Travis Hunter, I haven't seen much of him as yet. To get it still early, so I think that'll change.
I trusted the leadership on the Seattle Seahawks. Look, this is the NFC, the best team. When we look at the NFC West, that's the best team. That's the best conference right now in the National Football League outside of one team, the Detroit Lions over in the NFC North. The reality is that the NFC West is the best team. Seattle's one of the tough dogs. They grunt, they work, they play hard, they do football. They're solid. They got a good coaching mind. Jacksonville right now, they're still struggling. But I took Seattle because I knew that this team was better than the NFC.
I was hoping for Jacksonville to win this game just because Seattle is that team. You got to think about it. They're actually the top of the NFC. But they're 4-1.
Just score when they talking about
Yes, they did.
His mouth is
I said I'm hoping they Jacksonville
Flag on the play.
But again,
That's a flag.
Flag on the play, we gotta wait and see.
but Seattle is still the top of the NFC West, so I'm still going for Jacksonville. Hopefully they do something. Hopefully this flag is against Seattle and Jacksonville, so we're bringing it back.
touchdown just got called back. Jacksonville did not score a flag on the play. Moving on, good segue, as Mike was talking about Kyler Murray. We'll go ahead and look at the Cardinals versus the Colts. We see that the Cardinals and the Colts are tied 17-17. A bit of a surprising score at halftime.
No, actually, they scored.
Cardinals are up. Cardinals are up.
Cardinals up right now.
Cardinals are up right now.
24-17.
There's a lot of FanDuel members shaking their head right now, a little confused, not sure what's going on, but the Cardinals are playing a really good game right now. Jacoby Brissett is letting that thing go, and he's doing what he's supposed to do as a veteran backup.
But let's talk about that real quick. But what we do see is the fact that Jacoby Brissett is a veteran. The reality is that they don't have Marvin Harrison, who went out of the game with a head injury, concussion. Mike Wilson is still a little bit banged up with his left arm. But what we do see is consistency from the quarterback play. Trent McBride is getting the ball efficiently and effectively. This offense right now is, this one everyone's talking about, let's talk about Drew Petzing not calling great plays. Well, right now it's 23-17 versus one of the top teams in the league that was on the way to everyone was talking about the coach Michael to the Super Bowl. Well, this is the reason why you're bringing a veteran backup quarterback into Jacoby Brissett. He runs it, he's consistent. As Jerome said earlier, he's very consistent. He's predictable. He's on time and rhythm. And when you have that, the offense can flow. The offense coordinator he can call plays normally without trying to figure out, well, if I call it 3rd and 1 and go on a slant and the quarterback sitting back there patting the ball, that's crazy. So right now, we're just seeing efficiency and effective happening in the offense that shows you that it ain't always on the offense coordinator.
All right, my thing is and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, is past the game Cardinals doing it for quarters and they just lose them. So in this particular case, with the backup quarterback in the game right now, you think that could be a difference right now?
So let me help you with that. I agree. So I thought Kyler played great the first couple of quarters. He just didn't finish strong. So here we are right now. The question about the Cardinals right now is not that we're up 24-17 in the third quarter, is what we're going to do in the fourth quarter. And the reality is that this thing has to figure out right now how to become a dominant team to be able to close out this game versus a really, really good coach football team.
So are we going to give any credit to the new offensive coordinator because they hired the offensive coordinator this last week because they couldn't put any points on the board? The last game they had to score in 2.5+ quarters, and against the Titans, a team they should have won against. So hats off to the offensive coordinator calling some better plays, and it's working, especially with Jacoby Brissett in there. Kyler Murray, he might not make those same plays. All he does is run with his feet, and Marvin Harris is out, but they still making plays, and they're up right now, 24-17. So at the end of the day, that might be a missing link.
I agree. I agree with that. I think that's a big difference.
The whole line is the problem with the Cardinals. I mean,
They just got to
reason why Kyler Murray runs for his life is because he has no time to throw. And what you see right here is the Cardinals picking really short, quick passes. They're doing hooks and curls, and they're doing outs and getting the ball out because they don't have time. They don't do that with Kyler like they should. They're trying to, they'll let him use his feet to kind of make things happen. The offensive calls that are being made right now are specific for the type of quarterback they have in there. He's getting the ball out, more efficient. You see the more efficiency. You don't see any deep throws going on right now, and they're moving the ball because of it.
Well, think about it, and Frank, you can say something. Think about it. What Jacoby said, he's a little bit taller than Kyler. Let's keep it real. And you know what? He's not running out of the pocket. Like he can't see anything. He's not running out of the pocket. He's in the pocket. He might run to the left or right, but he's still trying to get the ball out. He's not trying to run down the field.
This is stop to my height. Kyler's won Rookie of the Year. He's won the Pro Bowl twice. Stop.
Yeah, but it's his 7th year.
Stop.
It's his 7th year. He's not a rookie.
Stop the hype. You gotta have great play caller, man, to make shit work. You gotta have balance in there. If you got a short quarterback in the roll the pocket, then who the thumb?
Hey man, you're a fan.
So it's not about being a fan, it's about just being offensive minded wide receiver on the ball. So the reality is that it's not about his height, it's just when watching the Jacoby Brissett, just be a little bit more effective, efficient offense. Again, the team went through a struggle last week. So right now, this could be the moment this team decided to become a team. In 1998, when we got the playoff, the reality was that we decided to become a team in week 12. We were trash 1 through 10.
Yes.
Week 12, we decided to throw 10. The Cardinals was trash. I was on team in 1980. We were not good. We were not effective.
You gotta talk about the 70s, man.
Offensive, defense.
You gotta talk about the 70s. They're trying to move forward in life.
You was on the same team, and I remember that, Trish.
2025. It's 2025.
Like, you were there. So the reality is that right now, it looks like this team decided to become a team. It's okay. And in week 6, this is just 6. They got 11 more games to play. They're playing great right now. The goal of it is to determine, figure out how to finish the ball game. It's not about stats.
What I will say is, today in 2025, Jacoby Brissett is back there being consistent. They're keeping things simple. He's on time. And I will add this in, he has gotten the ball to 8 different receivers so far in this game, which is an impressive fact and something that you expect from a veteran quarterback. Now, moving on, I would say to a game that is in some way meeting expectation. The Ravens are down against the Rams 17-3. Their defense is doing what their defense has done throughout this season. They're kind of getting run over right now. Matt Stafford is having his way. 17 for 26 with 180 yards. And he's spreading the ball around as well. He's giving it to about 7 different receivers. I don't see at this point the Ravens really standing much of a chance in the second half of this game. I think that the Ravens defense is not going to improve throughout the next couple of quarters, and I think Matt Stafford is going to keep eating them up. Girl?
Yeah, I mean, what I see is this. The Ravens are one-dimensional. That's all they have is a running game right now, and that's not doing too well. So because of that, you got a passing offense on the other side of the ball, moving the ball, your defense is suspect, which is just pretty tragic to see the injuries that they've sustained and their ability to come together when these other pieces are missing. We just don't see it. We see 3 points on the board on the Ravens team, and they've been inconsistent all year long. It's been pretty sad to watch. So I really take it to the Rams to finish this team and just send them home.
I think the Ravens are something big just when it takes it. We can always say when we look at teams that move to that next level but never really accomplish that goal, they fall short. And I think sometimes when you realize that you're on and you really don't perform that long, your identity becomes a question mark. On paper, they look like the Ravens, like they're sweet out. When it comes to play football, they're getting everybody's best. When you get everybody's best, you can't say that you're going to get that word.
If you look at these teams who have the elite quarterbacks and they're not in the game, but you can tell the difference between how they play with the backup quarterback expectations versus the elite top quarterback. And this is what's going on right now with Baltimore. We have a team, they're a solid team, but without their quarterback, it's a different team, and it's showing right now. So I'm seeing them winning this game for sure. Definitely going to be the Rams.
I'll just fill in for Mason a little bit. He's doing a little bit of a fan interaction right now, but I will say we're kind of seeing a good comparison between 2 backup veteran quarterbacks. We have Jacoby Brissett playing for the Cardinals right now, backup veteran, and we have Cooper Rush, who's been here for quite some time. And the Ravens offense just doesn't look anything nearly as good as the Cardinals does right now. They're one-dimensional, as I said before, and Derrick Henry has over 20 carries, score over 100 yards, so he's producing, but they're relying on him and it's just not turning into points. So their offense is not helping them out. They're not playing complimentary football, and I just think that their defense is going to let them down as they have the rest of the season. I don't see them getting there. We'll check in again to another game that is kind of expected, I would say. We've got the Steelers and the Browns right now. The Steelers are in control, up 16-6, third quarter, going into the fourth. Jerome, any thoughts on the Steelers game?
Yeah, I mean, just like we said from the beginning of this game, the Pittsburgh Steelers are consistent on offense and defense. They got their running back today, so now they're not going to be just one-dimensional where everyone's thinking they have to run the ball all the time. They can do some play action. They got a Super Bowl winning quarterback that's just trying to keep things going. He's smart, so he's gonna be very effective And we see that Browns team is not, they're going through a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of conflict within their team. It's this conversation going about a backup quarterback that's very distracting to a team. They haven't learned how to, they're trying to balance the difference between having media cover them and why media wants to cover them. And the reason is I've never seen a backup quarterback get so much press than Shador Sanders. And while that's great for Shador and keeps his name out there, it's terrible for their team. And whoever's running their media needs to be fired, because there's no way that they should let him do any interviews or talk about the team or anything. They could have squashed them at the beginning of the season, which would have got them just to come together more as a team. They could deal with the antics of the draft at draft time only, and kind of move on. This is where we are. This is what we're doing. He's not available for interviews. That's kind of how they play together. But because of that, they have a lot of distractions, a lot of issues, and now we see what that produces.
I will ask you this: knowing that Cleveland has been a lackluster organization in their recent history, they have a lot going on in the media right now with Shador, and their organization is in question. But because of their recent history, we know that they're typically one of those organizations that are struggling from top to bottom, not just on the field. Do you think that what's going on with Shador and what's going on in the media is a big reason for why they're struggling, or do you think this is kind of just typical Cleveland?
It's typical Cleveland. But what I'm saying is that they've invited this type of media. They've invited these type of problems. As a head coach, you have to kind of squash it from the top. They haven't done that. And their media coordinator that works with the media on a consistent basis and letting people go to interviews, that needs to change. If they want to build any type of team or camaraderie or build any type of chemistry, this cannot be the conversation week after week after week. If you're going to allow that, let the guy start, let him prove himself or not prove himself, and then move on. But because they're introducing this type of distraction, they're going to struggle both in the locker room and on the field.
Any comment, fellas, on how the Browns can start trending up with all this mess they got going on in the locker room?
I agree with what Drum said. I think it's a big problem. You have, it seems like the most important thing right now in Cleveland is having media clicks. With Shador, and that's all they talk about is Shador. They're not talking about anything else regarding the team. They're not talking about any other quarterback. They're not talking about, and I think right now, I'm not sure if the head coach is able to control that, because so far no one has controlled that. Media has controlled it. Head coach has not controlled it. And I think, that there's times when, you're a fifth round pick. How many fifth round picks have you seen in football where they've got this much media attention? And I think sometimes that problem with the team, because it's like, okay, well, we're out here playing, players out here playing, busting their butt, but yet this one player's getting all this attention being clicked. That's not, that could become a problem for some teams. So I think until they get that resolved and stop all that nonsense that's going on, Cleveland Browns not going to be a solid team right now.
Like, you good? Any comment?
I still say they need to bring Deshaun Watson back. They already got all the controversy, just like Frank Jerome also flag indicating with Shador, the situation quarterback, getting rid of Flacco, send him to Who They Nation, the Bengals. I think they're going to have some stability at one point, somebody they can trust, somebody they can believe in, somebody they're going to have out there day in and day out. You got two rookie quarterbacks. Let's keep it real. There's two rookie quarterbacks, it's 1 and 2. So who's going to show up? Right now, Gabriel's down against the Steelers. Now, what do you do normally when you're down and you're not making the plays that you should play? You're bringing your second string quarterback. Shador should have a chance. Now, Shador should have his chance to see what time it is. You don't bring him in too soon, but you bring him in time to see if he's going to make a difference and make your offense more productive. We'll see. But I agree with Black again with the rest of the guys. It's just too much controversy. It's always Shador. There's nothing wrong with that. He's not a fifth round draft pick. He should have been no less than second round. Let's keep it real. They just went up there and lowballed just because. But at the end of the day, we'll see what time is when he gets a chance.
Well, one thing too, guys, I think is with all his media attention that he's getting, that's so much added pressure to him. You know, and so when he gets out in the field, you know, all eyes are on him. So if that's the case, then you know he's going to have to come and perform well. Otherwise, if that doesn't happen, that's going to be a whole nother situation going to hit the fan.
But to his testament, he has taken on the pressure like a champ. I think he's been coached really well on how to take pressure. He's been dealing with being doubted from the time he was in HBCU to going to Colorado to even being drafted. He has had to deal with all the levels of adversity that come with it, all the media attention he's had before he even got into the league. I think he's prepared for that. I don't think that's a factor in him getting an opportunity or what he does with that opportunity. I think he has a way of letting things roll off. He gets bad press a lot, even when he does well. He's learned how to fight through that. So, in my opinion, he's ready to be an NFL quarterback. It's just, is the opportunity going to come for him, and is it going to come at the right time?
Gotcha. Want to switch gears real quick here, guys. We got another really good game going on. The Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are up 3 on Dallas, but Dallas is driving on the Carolina Panthers side of the field. Dak Prescott is back there doing what he does on the ball, and they're really featuring George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb being out. They're relying on George to make plays for them. Dak's making the throws. It looked like they have a chance to score here, but once again, the Panthers are coming out showing that even though they're young and they're a little bit inexperienced, they got kinks to work out, they're a competitive team. And we know Dallas isn't one of the top contenders necessarily that they have a tough time with, but we would expect Dallas with their experience and their veteran quarterback who's a good guy to really show us that they come out and dominate a team like this, like Carolina, that's been struggling. So any thoughts on Carolina out here actually having the lead on Dallas right now?
You know, honestly, my true opinion is the fact that Carolina's just had time to grow. We've been watching Bryce Young, the first-round draft pick, national championship quarterback from the University of Alabama. First-round draft pick comes out, and he's grown. And they built this team around him specifically for that purpose. Like, it's not like it's, you know, this is a team that has grown and it's putting in a #1 quarterback. No quarterback controversies. Let me back up on that, because there was controversy about him in the first and second year. Now he's matured. He can handle the NFL with offensive coordinator that makes it happen. I mean, watching Dallas play, everyone thought, this is the Dallas we thought they would be. They're not amazing on defense, but the offense has an opportunity to make plays, and we're trusting Dak Prescott. As I said earlier, I believe Dak Prescott is going to take this team to a win. I think they got the players to make it happen, but this kind of time the team has been developing to be at that level. You're just watching them play at that level. That's the NFL, right? Playmakers go out and make plays. Quarterback execute the plays that's being called. Defense gets stops when it's supposed to. And that's just what you're seeing right now. This is a really good game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Panthers. Outside of looking at their names, there are players on both field, on both sides of the ball.
I agree with Frank. I think the Dallas offense doesn't have a problem with scoring points. The problem is defense. I think they're giving them too many points. Because they keep giving up too many points, it's causing the offense to keep scoring points to cover what they keep giving up. And so if they can get that straightened out, which they haven't done all year, so I'm not sure what the real issue is, but I know there's been times when running game, offense have a running game with Dallas, so there's times when, you know, they're scoring a lot of points against the defensive backs in the team, so they haven't put a solid defensive play or team together as of yet, so hopefully, you know, at some point they get it fixed out, but right now it's been a struggle. But we'll see what happens. Still a lot of some more time left, and then we'll see what happens.
We'll see what they can do right here. They're in the red zone, about to be 3rd and goal. Dak fumbled on first down. They got the ball back. We'll see if the Cowboys can score, take the lead, or maybe even get a field goal. We also have the Patriots and the Saints. Another tight game. Like I said before, I picked my Saints. The Saints have been a lot of tight games They haven't won a lot, but they've been in a lot of tight games. They've been putting on pretty good performances throughout their season so far. And we're going to have to see what happens here because Mike Vrabel over there with the Patriots, we know he can call a good game. And they've got a somewhat scary offense over there with Stephon Diggs and Drake May playing decent. But don't count my Saints out. I'm trying to tell y'all right now.
We're not counting
Don't count my Saints out. Because Spencer Rattler back there, he's dangerous now.
Today looks balanced. Does it not, Jerome? Today looks balanced in the NFL right now. Like the essence of the NFL is, you always gotta have a good quarterback. The Cardinals had to go to their backup quarterbacks. The Ravens had to go to theirs. The Cardinals apparently looks like a very good football team with their backup quarterback who's experienced, and the Ravens are not. But the reality is that across the board right now, the NFL has done a very good job of having the level of quarterback play that's supposed to be out there. Out of the 32 teams, you're probably going to say there's 26 teams in the NFL that has very good quarterback play. Now, how well do they play together? How well and efficient are they all in that moment and in that game versus their opponent is to be said. But the reality right now is that the league has a ton of skilled athletes on offense and defense.
I would agree. My Saints just got a defensive stop. It is 4th and 27. We'll see what they can do. Now, you say 26 teams have good quarterbacks across the board. The league is looking fairly balanced right now. We talked about this earlier, even before the pod. This year it just seems like it's a bit harder to pick one or two teams that you know for sure is going to make it to the end, or you can count on, bet on to make it deep in the playoff, possibly get to the Super Bowl. Week 6, I want to ask the entire panel, we'll start over down there with Mason. Who are we seeing right now that you feel confident is a top team in the league, given that, like you said, the league is very balanced. There's a lot of talent on every team, and even the teams that don't have the best record, they've shown flashes at least that they have a chance to compete with the best of the best. What do you think?
I mean, it's been an odd 6 weeks when you think about it. Some teams are beating teams they shouldn't beat. Some games are like Philly and New York. I was like, Philly should go up there and dominate them just because New York lost against the Saints. But at the end of the day, New York dominated them. So it's been an odd season this year. I don't go up there and give anybody credit myself until week 10, week 11, 12, when I can see teams that are getting more healthy. I can see teams that are showing that they execute plays and being more dominant overall. That's when I give. That's when I will pick somebody to make a difference. Now you can say right now, I would say the Lions. You got to say Seattle. Even though Jacksonville was losing, they were 4-1-2. You got to say San Francisco. You can see some teams that have been playing some good ball. But at the end of the day, again, I don't like to pick until like week 10, 11, 12, when I see guys get healthy, and then those teams are making a difference, and they see that they're able to go to the next level and get into the playoffs.
I do think injuries are playing a huge role right now. I will say, like you named a team like the San Francisco 49ers. They haven't had their starting quarterback. Some of the receivers have been down almost the entire season. Mac Jones has been playing his ass off. And he was a starting quarterback in the league for a reason.
He gets a bonus.
He does. He should.
He gets $400,000 if he wins 4 games. Wow. And then after that, he gets another $100,000 bonus when every game he wins after that. I think he's on
That's a big
He's
incentive.
playing like that. He wants that money.
I think one team that we can't overlook is Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield's been good.
Absolutely.
I agree with that
And as a
one. I
matter
agree
of
with
fact,
that
the way he's playing right now,
Baker Mayfield is playing.
right now, the way he's playing right now, to me, he's on the path to being MVP in my book. So he's on that path. So we'll see what happens second half.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that? He's not changed. You know what's changed? His environment. And that is a testament to what it takes. Each of these players, you can't choose your team a lot of times. So when you are put into a position, when he was on the Browns, he was on a terrible team. They did not have confidence in him. They wanted him to win right away. It didn't happen. They didn't give him time to develop. They didn't give him time to find his way and do what he did in college. So what happened was they put him to the back burner. They let him go. And all of a sudden, he's had this rebirth the last couple of years. He's rebirthed with a team that with Arians in the helm over there, he builds culture. So wherever he touches, Arians builds culture. He puts the right coaches together, he puts the right systems together, all those things. Like when he was here at the Cardinals, family was big for the Cardinals here. They allowed family to come to practices and see what their husbands were doing every day and while they were away from the house all day long. The players got to look over and see their daughters and sons and wives and say, this is what I'm playing for. And you can see what the results are when you bring those two things together. And I guarantee that's what's happening with Tampa Bay. They have built a culture of not just winning, but what real family is about, right? Coming together when it's tough, coming together when things aren't going great, but finding a way to get through. And so what we see with Baker Mayfield, this rebirth, is an opportunity for him to excel and be the best he could be within a system that works.
I'm gonna touch on his thing. I think there's system quarterbacks and there's winning quarterbacks. A winning quarterback doesn't matter what system he takes an evaluation of the players that's around him, what they do good, and if he communicates with the offense coordinator, this might be the best thing. There's winning quarterbacks that just play winning football. Baker's a quarterback that plays winning football. I really believe that they were system quarterbacks. They're just 1, 2, 3 throw, rhythm, they need timing, and then they need help. And that's a lot of quarterbacks that are like that. As well as there are athletic quarterbacks that you just can't coach. Lamar Jackson, your boy Josh Allen. There's certain quarterbacks you just can't coach, and you have to dumb them down. Jalen Hurts is when they dumb down. The reality is that I think that's the balance of quarterbacks. That's what they're telling you to look at. System quarterbacks, there's winning quarterbacks, and then there's athletic quarterbacks. And I think that part becomes the discrepancy between what team and what coordinator you have on the table. Baker Mayfield is one of those guys right now, man, that's a winning quarterback.
I think he's a dog to me. I think right now he's playing like a dog. He's hungry, and he's out there. He's running. He's doing anything, everything he can to win. And I think that's making a big difference for Tampa Bay.
I say this, we're seeing out of Baker Mayfield what we could have seen from him a long time ago. Like we said, the team around him and the environment that he's in is making a huge difference. Tampa Bay got heavy hitters. He has weapons. And big guy Goopy from Ohio State, he is a heavy hitter. Bucky Irving, heavy hitter. Rashad White is a good second running back. You got heavy hitter over there, and then their defense is not bad either. They got Vita Vea, who has been a veteran for a long time. He's a heavy hitter. I just think they have a solid organization, and it's about time that Baker had a chance to get in there and really show what he can do with weapons around him. So it's going to be dangerous. They got a good game today. They play San Francisco. I'm interested to see Baker go against Mac Jones. Mac has been hooping, and Baker's putting up an MVP season through week 6. I know it's early, but we're going to have to see, because Mac has been working with what he's given. And so I'm just curious. I don't know. Baker's got a tough task in front of him, but I believe in him right now.
Now, your weapons on Tampa Bay is solid right now. Of course, when we look at the San Francisco 49ers, we got to look at the fact that they have tons of injuries out of their star players that are not playing right now. Mac Jones, and that's kudos to Shanahan, man, the way he's coaching, calling plays that will allow his team, man, to still be in the ball game. But Mac Jones is playing at a high level right now, and he looks special. But the reality is that when you take the tack, Tampa right now has the players, and they have the players and the opportunity to dominate that game.
I want to throw out something real quick since we're talking about Baker Mayfield. So when you look at the league right now and the starting quarterbacks, you have Baker Mayfield, you have Kyler Murray, you got Jalen Hurts, you got Spencer Rattler, you got Caleb Williams, and Dylan Gabriel. All played at the University of Oklahoma. Right. That's something to me, that's like, wow, I didn't realize this. I started looking into it. I was like, all these starting quarterbacks are now all from the University of Oklahoma. Pretty impressive.
You call that quarterback you now? Is that what you call it? I'm just asking you. What do you call that quarterback you?
You want to call it quarterback you, but you can't because you can't because the reality is that like quarterback you is in regards to this team, they all have different coordinators. They all have different players and teams, and they all are not national championships. So when you look at this team, but it is amazing that they've made themselves into the league. Remember this here, Oklahoma went from Adrian Peterson to a running team to a full wide spread offensive just throwing the ball. That's the adjustment of the NFL from college. How many players or coaches from college have come into the NFL from college to run that same spread, that RPO style offense?
I got you. Before we segue into the next topic I want to get into, just a quick shout out again to Dave & Buster's. They kept the food coming, the drinks is coming, the atmosphere is good. As the day has gone on, we've seen plenty of people arrive at Dave & Buster's coming to watch the game. It's a great atmosphere. We appreciate everybody for coming out. And I definitely want to say shout out to the crew. The crew has kept us happy and healthy over here. We're doing good with the camera work. The sound is good. We just appreciate everybody. Now,
Shout out to the DJ.
shout out to the DJ.
Hey, play my theme music, DJ.
It's always about Mike.
The music is bumping during the break.
Play my theme music, DJ.
Silhouettes and dresses.
All right, just a quick topic I want to hit with y'all real quick. All of you guys played in the NFL for quite some time. Y'all have plenty of experience. There's things going on in the NFL.
They really didn't play, but
Well, you know,
they was impersonators.
y'all just gonna let him talk about you like me personally, I wouldn't allow that kind of. Okay. But anyway, the Broncos and the Jets played in London this week. Now, I'm not too familiar with y'all old folks' time, but I know this whole little NFL playing in different countries and traveling and expanding across America is something that a lot of leagues would like to do, but they're not doing it on the scale that the NFL is doing it. How do y'all feel about them traveling to different countries, the expansion of the league, and football becoming not just American football, but it's starting to become, it's picking up steam in a lot of other countries around the world, and we're now seeing the highest level of play being the NFL, Jets and Broncos this week playing in other countries.
I think the NFL is trying to make it worldwide. I played my first year in 1986. I played in Chicago Bears in London. It's a great experience, but the thing about it is that a lot of these international countries, their football is soccer. And if you remember, in the early 90s, they had the NFL World League, where I played in with some other players, NFL guys, Rick Cunningham's one of them. And we played all different areas. We played in Brazil, we played in England, we played in Germany, we played in Greece. And I think the whole purpose of that was to introduce the NFL and the NFL style of play and international worldwide. And so it looks like they're trying to get it back going again. Right now, it's actually taking for NFL to international, but it's always a challenge because soccer is their main sport, and that fan base is a tough fan base to get, but they're working on it obviously, so we'll see how that turns out.
Let's keep it real. It's about the money. But also expanding the brand to the NFL logo to go international. And when you mix that, NBA, you had the Brooklyn Nets and also the Suns playing in China where they were playing. The game came on this morning. Suns lost 109-106. But at the end of the day, everybody's been expanding. You get more fan base. You get more TV revenue. You get more opportunities. You get more viewers. You get the more money you make, just like TikTok. I see Jerome on TikTok dressing. He want to get those views. You get 1 million hits. Actually, I'm about 100,000. He's marketable. Let's keep it real. Marketable. It's more money. It's social media. All those things. The streaming aspects of the game. All it's doing is bringing more money to the table. NFL has captured that aspect of it. They've been talking about it. I've heard about it even before time. And now they're doing it. And then they want to go more games. And then you got one owner, was it Miami or Cleveland? The Cleveland owner wants to move his team to London. I could be wrong. I'm on that. One team wants to move his team to London because he understands the aspect of it. Why did Michael Jackson want to sing abroad? Because he was making more money. It's money at the end of the day. It's not questionable. Frank, I know you don't have no money, so that's why you're looking at Jerome.
I mean, it basically just boils down to what they're able to see on a weekly basis that we see weekly. You know, and those discussions see it weekly, live. And so that opportunity is what they're looking at, and you know, generating that big time fan base, and as far as big time revenue as well.
Absolutely, money does run this league. It runs the world, and we know that. A lot of things going on are money driven, but I think it's a great expansion, a great move for the league to continue to try and increase their revenue and increase their brand. We now welcome a special guest from Dave & Buster's here with us, coming to hang out with us a little bit.
We got Trent in the house. Trent, talk to us. Talk to us about Dave & Buster's.
Get that $5 margarita right now. You can do that.
$5 margarita. Did y'all hear that? $5 margarita. Even that Ram jersey, you can do it.
Yeah,
We're gonna charge you $10. Don't worry about it.
Margaritas don't discriminate.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, sit down with us. We just want to tell you personally, as always, we appreciate you letting us come and do our thing in here. Great atmosphere that you guys keep in here. We're definitely happy to be a part of what you guys got going on. And I think this is a great setup for us. Dave & Buster's got these wings coming crazy.
The food is a killer over here, guys. I need to come get your grub on.
I know a lot of people come here for the games and the fun, but if y'all don't come eat these wings, but y'all tripping. These wings is hit. Jerome,
Yeah, there's not one thing on this menu that's not good. So
Jerome, they had like 3-4 plates of wings. He didn't want me to tell
one plate of wings.
He had 3-4 plates of wings. He said it's all protein, so it's all good. Don't worry.
Hey, Jerome, just because you put 7 wings on one plate, try to divide them.
For all of those who are wondering what he just said, because it sounded like wah 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 wah. What he chicken said. Chicken's the new filet mignon. You just tell him that. Chicken's the new filet mignon. Don't worry about it.
Basically, always got onions in the house.
Same price.
Question for you now that you're joining us for a quick segment. Do you have a team? Who you representing today? Who you cheering for today? What are you looking forward to seeing?
If you can understand just endure the suffering, you understand that it's Jets, but it's endure the suffering. Since I've been hanging out with my partners over here, been rooting for the Cardinals. Unfortunately, they don't got fourth quarter gas though.
Understandable. The Kobe percentage is playing a fight.
Real talk, Trent. I know, hats off to Trent and Dave & Buster's. They do a lot of stuff. They do a lot of charitable work. In a lot of different areas because they did it for me. They also hosted NFL PA meetings here. So Trent has been one of my guys, one of my mainstays. Dave & Buster's, anything I need, he comes through. So I'm really appreciative of you, Trent, even during the podcast.
I'm doing a give back for the Lassiter Foundation November 3rd. So
Monday night, November 3rd, Monday night. Cardinals versus Dallas Cowgirls, something like that. In that vicinity.
Bring your 16-ounce gloves, you guys can figure it out.
The percentage of the proceeds go back to the Kwame Lassiter Foundation. So we want people to come on out. November the 3rd, just come on out. Bring your families, spend some money, have a good time, enjoy it, but you give money to a good cause. Sickle cell, obesity, a lot of things they do. They do Thanksgiving, Christmas, all those things that the Kwame Lassiter Foundation does in the Valley. So kudos to them, kudos to you, and Dave & Buster, Trent.
I appreciate it.
Shout out to Dave & Buster's. We are very grateful for y'all and everything y'all do. With that, just a quick wrap up on these last morning games. We're in the 4th quarter for all these morning games coming down to an end, and it's tight for a lot of these games. I appreciate y'all checking out Stats Sidelines. We'll be back with y'all in a little while.